In Lesson 15, you will learn that we will no longer use star, but another symbol to represent our white pawn. So in all of our previous lessons, we would refer to the white pawn as star, or on your classwork, it would be the empty triangle. But starting with Lesson 15, we will now refer to the star as negative x. Let's go ahead and try this first one. We have 3 negative x. Negative x was formerly known as the star, so it's 3 white pawns. Now we want to subtract a negative x. The negative x used to be star, so I know that I'm taking away a white pawn. Plus 5, so plus a 5 cube. Then on the right side, we have 8 plus a negative x. Negative x was formerly known as star. Now that we have it set up, we can perform any legal moves. I'm going to start with the cube and subtract 5 from each side. 8 minus 5 is 3. Now I see I have a white pawn on each side, so I can take away a white pawn. So I see that my negative x, which is now the white pawn, is equal to 3. So negative x is 3, which means x is its opposite. And if negative x is 3, x is negative 3. Now I build back my original equation to do my check. So I have 3 plus 3 plus 5 is 11. 8 plus 3 is also 11. So my check is 11 equals 11. Let's try a second one. I have 2x, so 2 blue pawns, minus a negative x, minus what formerly was known as a star, so a white pawn. But I don't have a white pawn to take away. So I learned in a previous lesson that I can add a 0 pair as part of my setup so that I can take away what is indicated in the equation. And then I have my 4 cube. On this side, I have 2 negative x's, 2 white pawns, and a blue pawn, an x. I already see that my cube is on its own side. And then I want to get rid of these 3 blue pawns because I want the cube by itself. So the first thing I see is I have a blue pawn on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and drop those down. Now I want to get rid of these 2, and I'm going to use that adding a white pawn to create a 0 pair. But if I add 2 white pawns to the left side, I need to add 2 white pawns to the right side. Now I can get rid of these 0 pairs. So I can see I have a 4 cube and 4 white pawns. So our negative x must be worth 1 because our white pawns are each worth 1. If the negative x is worth 1, x is worth its opposite, or negative 1. Now I can go ahead and build back what I had originally. So I'm going to take those 2 white pawns I had added and take those away and move that blue pawn back up on the right side. And I'm going to add my 3 blue pawns back to the left side. So I have negative 1 plus negative 1 plus negative 1, that's negative 3. Negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus a negative 1 is also 1. So I have 1 equals 1. Let's try a final problem together. I have 2 x's plus a negative x, which was formerly known as a star, plus a 3 cube. Then I have 2 negative x's, 2 formerly known as star pawns, and a 15. And so I'm going to use a 10 and a 5 to represent my 15. Now I have an equation that looks familiar. I'm going to start by taking away this 3 cube. And I'll change the 15 to 12 because 15 minus 3 is 12. I want to get rid of these white pawns, and I see that I have a white pawn on each side that I can get rid of. And now to get rid of this white pawn, I'm going to pair it up as a 0 pair by adding a blue pawn to the right side and a blue pawn to the left side. Then I can drop that 0 pair down. So I have 3 blue pawns are equal to 12. So x must be worth 4, because 4 times 3 is 12. If x is worth 4, negative x is worth its opposite, which in this case is negative 4. Now I'm going to rebuild what I had to start with. I'm going to bring back up all the things I moved so that I have my original equation. And I can do my check. I'm going to picture these two as the 0. So I have 4 plus 3 is 7. And here I have negative 4 plus negative 4. That's a negative 8. Negative 8 plus 10 is a positive 2. 2 plus 5 is also 7. So I have 7 equals 7, check. So in this lesson, you learned that no longer are we going to use the star. Now we'll use the symbol negative x to represent our white pawn.